All right, welcome everyone. We're diving straight into file handling part 2. This time, we're focusing on those crucial 2-mark theory questions. My goal here? To make sure you know exactly how to write the perfect answer and walk out of that exam feeling great.
Okay, 5 key questions. That's it. This is all about getting those full marks. We're going to do a real rapid-fire revision here. The focus isn't just on what the answer is, but how you write it to get both marks. So let's just jump right in. So, first up is a real classic. You've probably seen this one a bunch. Differentiate between text files and binary files. Honestly, if you can nail this answer, you're setting yourself up for success on the rest. Okay, here's the perfect 2-point answer. Point 1 is all about what's inside the file. For text files, you've got to mention they store human-readable characters, like ASCII or Unicode. But binary files, they store raw bytes, just zeros and ones, stuff we can't read directly. That's your first mark. For the second mark, talk about structure. Text files have a special end-of-line character, right? That's what creates separate lines. Binary files, they don't have that. It's just one long, unbroken stream of data. Get those 2 points in, and you've got your full 2 marks. Simple as that. All right, next up, file paths, another super common question. We're looking at the difference between an absolute path and a relative path. The key here, really, is to get the definition right and then seal the deal with a good example. So how do you get both marks here? First, define them. An absolute path is the full, complete address, starting right from the root directory, like C drive. A relative path, well, it's relative to wherever you are right now in the file system. That's mark number 1. For the second mark, you absolutely have to give an example. Showing something like files/data.txt proves you get that it's not a full path, but a path from your current spot. That locks in the full marks. Okay, let's switch gears to actually reading data from a file. This question is a big one. What's the difference between read, readline, and readlines? The key to getting this right is knowing what each one returns. Look closely at that return value column. That is everything. So for your first point, you explain what they do. Super simple. Read grabs the entire file. Readline grabs just one line. And readlines, well, it reads all the lines. Easy first mark. But for the second mark, you have to talk about the return value. Both read and readline give you back a single string. The big difference is readlines. That one gives you a list of strings. Mentioning that list of strings is what separates a good answer from a perfect one. All right, what about navigating inside a file? It's not just about reading from the start. You've got to know how to move that file pointer around. And for that, there are 2 methods you absolutely have to know: seek function and tell function. This one's actually pretty easy to remember if you think of it like this: action versus information. Seek is the action. It actively moves the file pointer to a specific byte position. You're telling it where to go. Tell, on the other hand, just gives you information. It tells you where the pointer is right now. So seek moves it, tell reports it. That's your perfect 2-point answer right there: action versus information. Okay, our last question. This one's a little more specific, and it's about the CSV module. The examiners love this one because it really shows if you understand the nitty-gritty details of file writing. The question is, why do we use that newline equals double quote parameter when we open a CSV file for writing?
So, what's the one-sentence answer that gets you the first mark? It's this: the parameter suppresses end-of-line translation. That's the key phrase. You're basically telling Python, hey, don't mess with the line endings. Let the CSV writer module handle it all by itself. That's your first point.
And for that second mark, you have to explain why that's so important. Here's the deal. Without it, especially on Windows, Python might try to add its own extra invisible characters at the end of each line. And what does that do? It gives you those annoying blank rows in your spreadsheet. So by adding newline equals, you stop that from happening. You're making sure the CSV file writer has total control so the file is written exactly the way it's supposed to be without any extra blank lines. And that's how you get the full 2 marks. And there you have it. That's the theory for file handling. We've gone through 5 of the most essential 2-mark questions. If you really understand the structure of these answers, that 2-point system, you're going to lock in some very important marks. In part 3, we're going to move on to data structures and talk about the theory of stacks. I'll see you there.